So we have the room prepped. We're using dry fall paint from Sherwin-Williams, which the whole point of it is you spray it, and by the time it reaches the floor, it's dry, right? So our thought is that, in theory, the paint should be dry before it gets halfway down the wall. Ooh, I forgot to do this pole. I forgot we gotta be right back. Okay, now we're prepped. The pole is prepped too. Still thinking about it. Still thinking if I wanna do another round. If I do, I won't report back. And if I don't, I won't report back. We'll just show up tomorrow, spraying away. Imagine it though, the ceiling, black. Oh, I need to do the lights too, huh? But we're looking pretty good for only one day's worth of work, right? Let's jump to tomorrow and see how it's going. So I said I wasn't going to come back, but I did change my mind to update that we have covered the floor and the entirety of the walls because the internet said it was a bad idea to not. I have, though, officially dextered my first room. Anyway, all right, now let's start painting. So the good news is, turned out really nice actually. Like this looks really good, and it definitely looks better than what we had before. Like, do we see the vision? Is the vision visionable? And the future looks great. The future is so bright. We gotta wear shades. If I had my pitties with me, I would put them on. Alas, in the words of the not late, but still great, Alanis Morissette, you live, you learn. Next time I'll make sure that I have some pit vipers on hand, but let's talk about what's gone wrong here. So the key things, I need to touch that up. I didn't take the purple as high as it needed to go. Over here, so my boyfriend and I had very different methods of applying the plastic to the wall. Over here, another little spot on the wall. But the big oopsies is, I guess somehow when we were applying the roll of plastic, somewhere along the way it ripped. We didn't realize it until we started spraying. So that happened there, and then it wasn't pushed all the way securely against the wall. All of these things though are super small. I have the time, I have the technology, so I'm gonna touch it up. So the built-ins, right? I think I mentioned it. Painting the front of them white, leaving the wood inside to shine and have a nice little bit of natural warmth. I hate the handles. They put wood handles on the built-ins because it's just what they had on hand. They're definitely not to my taste, and that's fine. I found months ago these really cool cast iron drawer pulls, and they're in the shape of moths, and that's perfect for me. Are you kidding? Yeah. The big issue is that they did already drill holes in the centers of each of the drawers. So I need to fill those in with some sort of 2-part wood epoxy or just wood filler. I think I'm gonna go with the epoxy, and that needs to happen before I paint. And then I need to drill new holes for the handles. And it won't take long. It won't, it's just you know. So we have to do things in a way that will make picky me very happy. I know it's gonna look good. And I know that it will be worth waiting if I just take the time now and get all of this done. But I've been so antsy for so long to get back to making things and being creative. And the finish line is it's in sight. It's right here. And I can't quite get to it. I'm being held back. They're holding onto the reins. I'll update you guys as we paint, okay? That's where we're at. I gotta go. My cortisol levels are spiking, all right? I'm getting room mogged by the craft maxers. Goodbye. Got that on camera. Got that on camera. So it's a couple days later, we got the room prepped with tape, and then I had very important duties that involved watching the hit HBO show Euphoria with my best friend. I went ahead and I removed all the knobs from the drawers, and I'm pulling those over here just to get them away from where we're actively going to be painting today. So I put some wood filler on these yesterday, sanded them smooth, and they just needed another layer. Like, you wouldn't see it once the paint is on, and especially once the handles are installed, because the handles that I've picked are large enough to hide any deficiencies in that area of the drawers. But my perfectionist little heart said, Haley, you have the time, you have the materials, and you have the personal responsibility to take care of your new space that you've invested your time and money into. So today's plan of action, I am going to get some primer on the center support right here, the fronts of the built-ins, and the shelves over here. I think we can do it all. I'm gonna use this like baby 6-inch roller, and we're just gonna kind of go for it. For now though, I'm going to pop a podcast on and we're going to get moving and grooving. You know what I'm saying? The space is ready, which means it is now time to get all of my shit in here. That alone is actually going to be a feat because I have a surprising amount of shit. I've been cosplaying for like 10 years now, and I have accumulated so much stuff. And you can hear Casey walking around upstairs. He's about to come down here and ask me what I'm doing. I'm so sure of it, because what he doesn't know yet is that there's Bubba yelling. I have recruited him against his will.
What do I not know yet?
That you're gonna help me move everything down here.
Yeah.
Today, probably, yeah. We could,
Okay.
yeah?
I'll do it for you, but only because you're cute.
Here's the problem, right? I have worked with contractors to design a space for me, and the space is great. I love the color, I love the size, and generally speaking, I love the shape, but I have basically no idea where I want to put anything. I know that I want to play up the space's strengths, which is the length of the space. So I think generally I want things along like this wall and this wall, and maybe not the back wall. You know, that wasn't a possibility that I was expecting here. I'll be really honest with you. Out of all the things that I expected, that was not one of them. So my instinct is to put my sewing table up against that window, but I don't really know where to put my like standing work table. So there's this guy, and this guy folds down on both sides. I have it open just so I can kind of see it. I'm wondering if maybe I should take my shelves and slide them either down this way or down that way to make room for the work table, right? I don't even know what I think, if I'm being really honest. I have no idea anymore. Maybe I should move my sewing table. Let's just put it against the window and see how that looks, I guess. We'll start there, okay? All right, I'm gonna scooch these down. All right, bubs. And how do you believe in life after love? And then let me try scooting this desk over, right? I think we're starting to cook. I think the burner is turned on, right? The gas is running, but the igniter hasn't quite clicked. Let's keep going. We may be onto something. However, I have realized the ironing board is still upstairs. Uno momento, por favor. All right, the ironing board. And the Lord said, let there be an ironing board. And thus there was. And on the 7th day, he said, let's party. And on the 8th day, he said, behold, a bug in the sea that is the giant isopod. We have many a stuffed critter. I think the top shelf will be reserved for the plushies, and the bottom shelf will be reserved for the cats because that's where they live. Oh my God, the Godzillas, look at these! And the Lord said, behold, my name is Godzilla. This is King Ghidorah, and this is Anguirus, and this is Godzilla. And don't worry, if you're just wondering, if you're afraid, fear not, for I have Mothra as well. And they are all so dusty. But let's get the biggies, the big boys up here first, right? So I've got an Alpicasso alpaca, this Epin Vaporeon, these moths, and then I also got this little plague doctor. This is Georgie, my Palico, and this guy is Mothman. He was $50, but he does bring me joy, and he is actually incredibly soft. If I find him, I will link him in the description. My boyfriend got me this at Joann's. It's a smoochy pal. I got an albino gator from the Atlanta Aquarium, Cube from Madoka Magica. We have a shelf organized. And I also didn't realize like how many little critters I possess. I've been down here for a while. This video's been running for 25 minutes and I was down here for a bit even before I started recording. I found my UV light. And I've also picked out art. Let's go over it. So let's see what we have over here. We have Guts and Casca, we have Velcana, the Gormagala, a moth that I embroidered forever ago, Nergigante, and then this is Cheesecake Machismo. Let's hang the rest of these up. I want this area to just be full of art and inspiration. Now imagine that there's no cat and there is instead a sewing machine, and the table's gonna be white, but I like this. I think it looks really nice. So this is my desk. I'm gonna lay it down this way, address side down so y'all can't dox me. This will be the new sewing table, and I am so sure that because it's white, it's going to get destroyed so fast. We shall see how it lasts. But I'm gonna go ahead and get it assembled. Hello, and welcome to the reveal of the grand craft room. So I already said it before, the future is so bright in there that you gotta wear shades. And I neglected to bring the pit vipers last time that I said that, but fear not, I have not only my pair, but a pair for you. So go ahead and just put those on. All right, great. Bye-bye! This is it. This is the space. I'm gonna go over here, you stay there, and behold! From last time, we were in a much smaller room about a year ago when I posted a video like this that was super similar. Been moving around a lot. We are here, we're staying. And look at my beautiful built-ins. Wow, there is so much room for so much storage, for so much expansion. This storage is pretty open for now. I think eventually this will become tool storage, some pens and pencils. I have a box that I think literally a year ago, I went through this exact same thing where I found this box and I put it on a shelf, and then I was like, in the middle of recording, what's this box? It's buttons. I will forget that they're in here again. But they will go here. I've got my drawers down here, most of which are empty. I'm like a little overwhelmed. It's part of what took me so long to unpack everything, because I think this room's been done for like a month. And then I finally got around to mostly organizing everything. We have still my favorite Amazon purchase. I got this bad boy for like 120 bucks back in the day. The leaves lift up, and I've got my hots in my sharps, and foam clay, and weird chemicals, and then some safety supplies, because you can't make good costumes if you have popcorn lung or lung cancer or anything else. Wear your respirators, please. Thank you. Over here, we have what was previously mentioned in last year's videos to be the shit shelves, if you will. A lot of this organization has not changed.
The big thing is that they are now back on their side long ways, which is fantastic for me. This is how I prefer them to be because I get more surface area to set stuff. Down on this side, I've got like my boning channels and the actual boning itself, interfacing the things that I would actually need to construct a garment. And then over on this other side, we've got like beads and embroidery thread and things that you can use like trims to decorate and make stuff look really fucking sick. And then this is my limited storage for the actual room itself, but I've got 3 bins for my fabric right now. Eventually that'll probably grow to more, but we have whittled it down to only widowy twee bins of fabric. We're doing really good. I talked about this last year in my other unpacking vlog. Ironing is of the devil. So my little brain was like, surely if I make it to where I can see the plants, or in this case, the lawnmower that doesn't work in the backyard, I will feel happier about the things that I'm doing at the ironing board. It's never worked. But this is my sewing machine. This is my Husqvarna Viking Opal 690Q. She is my workhorse. I have had her for years. Her name is Helga. And then I have my Topaz, whose name is Olga. I gave them what I like interpret to be like a good hearty Nordic name, because Husqvarna is a Swedish brand. So obviously I need to have strong Swedish women hoisting me in my progress and cosplay along, but she's great. Helga, I love and I treasure dearly. Now Olga over here, she pisses me off and I regret bringing her into my life. I don't mean that, I'm really sorry. It's a joke, okay? I'm just gonna. These display mounts off of Amazon. There's a woman on Instagram, but she displayed her props like this. But I really like this. I like how modular this system is. All of these are just held up with zip ties and I can just clip it off, take it with me to a con, put it back on the wall. Oh, I forgot to show you guys up here. Oh my goodness, it's a silly hat shelf. Look at all these dumb hats. So we'll go through this all really quick. Magda, Sally Whitemane, Sorceress from Diablo 4, Sorceress from Diablo 4. This is my old work hard hat that somebody threw into a vat of wax floor remover. And they told me I couldn't wear my hard hat anymore. They said it was structurally compromised. Odo Garen face mask. And then another Sally Whitemane. And then also displayed on the wall is the Mizutsune insect glaive. I just felt like this would fit really well. And I really like how this guy, my Kinsect, just hangs out right here. I've been trying to figure out how to display that for literal years. This will also probably get remade this year.
Structurally sound.
Shh, don't look, don't, stop it, don't, stop it. Well, now that you have critiqued my craft room and the structural soundness of my insect glaive on the wall, fucking rude by the way, you are banned. You can leave, so just, wait, we didn't talk about this part of the shelf. Come back, unbanned. I forgot about this side of my built-ins. This is my cat Samson. That's my cat Samson. That's my cat Samson. The rest doesn't matter. Got some notebooks, some sketchbooks. I've got some video game books, sewing books, and then I have some pattern storage. Anyway, all that is to say, it's looking bright up in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Sheesh, owa, owa. The future is looking bright as fuck. This is an active work zone, so make sure you have your safety rated glasses on. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and seeing the craft room. We do have a lot of really cool stuff coming up this year. I am so excited. The big thing that we're gonna work on, right? We gotta finish up the Mizutsune. I have all of this stuff for the Bloodborne, the Knight's Garb. I want to remake that. I loved that costume when I made it years ago. I have a really cool Orchid Mantis design that was made for me by Grimmincer on Instagram. I will tag her in the description as well. This is a bug year is all I'm going to say. Sakizo has been working on a bug fairy art book and she posted a picture of a moth gown. But we have other priorities. But yes, so keep an eye out here and my Instagram over at MothChildCC. We are going to have so much fun. We're going to be posting every single month again this year. I am so excited to share with you guys everything that we get to make up in this bizatch. Ow, ow. We'll keep that one in. And that's all I got.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying. Peace out.